What if I told you that most people are wasting money on backlinks and doing them completely wrong? I know this because I made the exact same mistakes myself, except I spent $250,000 trying to figure it out. But today, I'm gonna teach you everything I learned for free so you don't have to burn $250,000 like I did. I'm gonna break down exactly what works, what doesn't, and how you can build backlinks that actually grow your business and drive organic search sales using the same insights that I have now since used to earn a combined $40 million for my clients. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to avoid the big SEO mistakes and pitfalls, focus on real link building strategies that work, and of course, outrank your competition to earn more money for your e-commerce business. So let's get to it. Mistake number one is thinking that good content is going to earn links naturally. This is without a doubt one of the largest SEO myths ever peddled. Write great content and people are going to link to it. If your brand name is Sephora, Walmart, or another major brand, this works. However, for 99% of e-commerce brands, no journalists know your name, they do not know you exist, so you need to find a different way to get links instead. Sure, you could write the best blog post on the internet, but if there are no links pointing to it at all, it will be completely invisible. Also, Google actually rewards trust and authority, so if your site lacks any external credibility, no amount of content, no matter how good, is going to fix that. Instead of just relying on good content to earn links naturally, you need to brute force your link building. But what do I mean by that? First, pay for guest posts and link insertions. You can trade your money or your time for these. You can always make more money with your brand. You cannot manufacture more time. Most of these links are going to cost you less than $300-400. Totally worth it. Next up, run digital PR campaigns and reach out to journalists. Find a unique angle, pitch it to those journalists that have actually covered these topics in the past. Technically, this is free beyond your time and the payment for software to get their contact info, but it's definitely a cheaper option at scale. Backlinks are not going to magically appear. You have to go get them. Before you actually click off this video and go start building links, I want to make sure that you listen to this next mistake, because if you don't, it is going to cost you thousands of dollars like it at one point cost me. Mistake number two is buying cheap backlinks. Let's get this right. Cheap backlinks will do absolutely nothing for your site. They are completely useless. If anything, they actually may harm you. Best case scenario is that Google ignores these low quality cheap backlinks. The worst and more likely case, unfortunately, is that Google will actually penalize you for them because of how low their quality is. So while you're trying to save some money by opting for cheap, lower quality links, imagine you inadvertently crush your entire e-commerce site trying to save these few bucks. I see it all the time. Links on Fiverr, links on Upwork, all that kind of stuff. I want to help you avoid that trap all the time. Brands fall for agencies offering, 100 AI backlinks for $500 a month. They're nothing more than forum posts, blog comments, and other garbage links. Over the course of a year, these companies will waste $3,000 with absolutely nothing to show for it if they're lucky. In most cases, like I said, their rankings are actually just going to fall off a cliff because of these spammy link profiles. And of course, their revenue is going to be right behind it. Good news, there are ways to find high quality sites and get backlinks to rank higher and actually increase revenue for your e-commerce brand with SEO. Because at the end of the day, backlinks are just a vehicle to higher rankings. That is it. Okay, everything in SEO needs to be tied back to revenue. Backlinks are just one of the methods we use to do that. So focus on quality over quantity. A handful of high quality backlinks from authoritative, niche, relevant sites is absolutely going to outperform hundreds of irrelevant links. But how can you actually find these backlinks? So easiest way to find backlinks that you should build that your competitors have had a lot of luck on is to quite literally scrape their backlink profile. All right, you can do this in SEMrush. That's kind of my go-to tool. Super easy. I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay, so first off, you're going to plug in your competitor's name. So I'm going to use Gymshark as an example here, okay? I have no affiliation with them. This is just an example, all right? So open SEMrush, you're going to go to Backlink Analytics. It's going to take a while. You are then going to open up the Backlink tab here, and then you're going to add a few filters. Right now, it says they have over 304,000 backlinks. I do not believe that to be true. I know they've lost some. I know some of them don't matter, and I know some of them are impossibly expensive, okay? So first and foremost, I want to mark the links as active. I don't care about any that they've lost. If they don't have the link, it doesn't matter to me anymore. Next up, follow. I'm not interested in no follow, and I'm not interested in sponsored UGC links. Now, numbers already down to 182,000, down from 304. So we've already chopped off over 103,000 links. Good, getting closer. I want to do link placement. I'm only interested in content links, as those are the kinds of links you're going to land 99% of the time. Now we're down to 31,000. Okay, we've now knocked off 150 more thousand links. Another filter, we're going to go referring page language. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're working in US, Canada, Australia, some English market. We are only interested in English links here. A few more down. Now we're down to 20,000, another 12 down. And then we're going to go to type includes text. Okay, that means we're getting rid of image, we're getting rid of form, we're getting rid of frame. Okay, I just want text links. These are the only kinds of links we built. Now we're down to 16,923 links. Still a pretty high number. However, the number is far more digestible than 304,000. If I were to keep going on this, I would filter down even further and do authority score or DRDA, all the same metric more or less. I would filter down from like 30 to 60. 30 to 60 is a good range where you can actually reach out to sites that are in that range, and they will actually offer you a position to guest post or link insert on their site, which I'm going against you. Now, if you want to get a link on like, Adweek.com or like MSN or Yahoo or WebMD or whatever, you can't pay for those links, right? If you are paying for them, they're going to be like tens of thousands of dollars. Most of those links have to be earned through digital PR, which I'm going to cover later on. This is where you start. This is a good lay of the land for competitors. You can get a feel for how many links they have, what kind of links they've targeted. You can go after like certain niches, certain countries, certain locations, all that kind of stuff, all right? But this is where I would start. This next mistake is a huge misconception with SEO, and if you do it, you could be throwing thousands out of the window for backlinks that don't even actually work. Mistake number 3 is relying solely on link marketplaces. On the surface, link marketplaces are great. There are tons of them out there, very common, easy to find. They're minimal effort, and it's all done for you, right? They've handled the outreach, all that good stuff. But in reality, the links that you get here are probably not going to help you unless you're exceptionally careful. And if you're only relying on these, you are burning money and missing out on the very obvious opportunities to actually make more money with SEO. Before we get any further, let me tell you why link marketplaces are not good. First and foremost, link marketplaces are outdated. They will send you in their database, whether it's an email they send you with a spreadsheet or like they actually have like a web dashboard. All of the metrics they are showing you were added to that database or added that spreadsheet months ago, maybe even years ago if they've been in a relationship with these websites for a while. The issue with this is if you just blindly rely on the numbers that the link marketplace tells you, 99% of the time you are going to be wrong. A link marketplace may tell you that the site has 1,000 referring domains, it's got 10,000 traffic. Cool. On the surface sounds good. If you don't go check that actual website for yourself in Ahrefs or SEMrush or whatever tool you use, you may never find out that it lost 400 referring domains and traffic is actually now below 1,000 visits a month. If you lost 40% of your backlinks and over 90% of your traffic, those sites would no longer be a good link. If they tell you what sites they're building on, you should audit the site yourself and make sure those metrics are matching what the marketplace has provided you. If they do not tell you like what websites they're building on, they just give you like these broad parameters, I would avoid the marketplace completely, okay? You want to see the links that are going to be attached to your website. I would not pay until I've seen those links. Simple as that. Second off, they are exceptionally overpriced with a 50 to 70, even 80% markup on these low quality links that will cause you to lose even more additional money if you're not careful, even more than you would have also paid if you'd gone it yourself. Last up, they're a commodity. If you go build the same links your competitors have, you will never outrank them because you're always playing catch up. I showed you SEMrush because I wanted you to get a feel for how to start your link building process. But if I was trying to compete with Gymshark and all I did was go replicate every single link they built, I would be playing catch up for the next probably 3, 4, 5 years. You need to mix in your own unique links and you need to go find unique ways to get them so that you can outrank your competitor. If I just mimic Gymshark, I'm always going to be kind of nipping at their heels and they're going to consistently be ahead of me because they are investing in new frontiers of link building. Competitors are a good place to start, but don't get overly hung up on it, right? That is not the end all be all. And instead of using link marketplaces, here's what I recommend you do. I recommend you do your own outreach because it is absolutely the best way to maximize your first control over the links and ensure you're getting the best cost. Set up multiple email inboxes, 5, 7, 10, whatever you need to send outreach, and use tools like Mailshake, Hunter.io, Apollo, whatever to get email data. Build your list by reaching out to sites in your niche and run these campaigns 24/7. My agency does all of this all of the time, 7 days a week. And on top of that, we run a 4-step QA process to separate the good, the bad, and the great links, enabling us to deliver consistent results for our brands. We also manage the entire SEO process for you, helping you predictably add revenue to your e-commerce brand through SEO, in addition to our link building. Just like we did with this furniture brand, who's already added over $150,000 in organic search revenue a month as a direct result of our SEO strategy. If you would like to learn more, you can click the top link in the description and I will chat to you in our discovery call. But skipping this next mistake could be the difference between burning money with backlinks and actually creating a sustainable network of backlinks that bring your e-commerce business hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue every single year. Mistake number 4 is thinking that one type of backlink is better than the other or the best. Let's be honest, everyone thinks their preferred link building method is the best, but that's because it's safe, that's because it's comfortable, that's because they're familiar. This is not true. And by limiting yourself to just one link building method, you are restricting your opportunity to make more money with backlinks because you have tunnel vision on one type of link. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing right now, but you need to understand why this is holding you back first. Enterprise SEOs will tell you that good content earns links. Again, that is true for maybe the top 1,000 websites in the world as far as traffic. Other people believe that guest posts get them to the #1 spot, but if those guest posts have no traffic, not very valuable. Reactive PR is great and really popular. It's just simply not enough right now. Digital PR, also really popular, also really scalable, extremely hard to master. Link insertions, also good, personal favorite of mine. They work, until the page gets way too crowded or edited and loses its value. So instead of just being stuck in this mindset of, one link is better than the other, believe me when I tell you that there is not a singular best link building strategy. A blend of all of these link building methods is actually key. We actively use reactive PR, link insertions, and digital PR for every single one of our brands. You absolutely must diversify your link profile to protect yourself against future Google updates. You do not know what's happening in the future. Giving yourself diversity is the best way to protect it. And I've been saving this one mistake for last, because if you're making this fifth mistake, guaranteed you are missing out on an SEO goldmine. Mistake number 5 is writing off smaller niche links. Many people believe that only, DR60 links are the only good links out there, but I've seen tons of $1,000+ DR60 links that do absolutely nothing for brands. And I'm sure you've been there as well, spending money on these links that just don't move the needle and you can't attach like an accurate ROI to it. But if you look a little deeper at each individual link, you're actually going to see that there's a lot of value in lower DR links. High authority domain does not guarantee the link you get from that website is actually going to be valuable to you. Many of these DR60 links sit on orphan pages with zero traffic, zero links, zero engagement. Instead of throwing money at these sites simply because they're DR60, I've learned to stop dismissing anything below that. And I live in the DR30 to 50 range. They have real traffic, they have a niche relevance to you, and they're a complete goldmine. And I consistently outrank huge big box brands with these couple $100 links when they're spending tens of thousands of dollars on PR. And when done right, a well-balanced mix of these kinds of lower quality links is guaranteed to outperform a single high DR link any day of the week, guaranteed. And these are the lessons I spent $250,000 learning. Now, you don't have to. And if you want to stop guessing and start winning with SEO, my agency can handle the entire process for you. Just like we did for this clothing brand, adding $20,000 a month in organic revenue through our SEO strategies in just 3 months. So if you're serious about leveraging SEO to drive real revenue, click the top link in the description to learn more. Like and subscribe if you want more no BS SEO insights. Thanks for watching.